In part 1 of food protection and food preservation, we saw what food protection is and what is food preservation. Then we also saw some methods of food protection like freezing, smoking, using insecticides and pasteurization. Now in this video, that is part 2 of food protection, we'll be discussing use of inert gas, radiation and some methods of food preservation. So let's get started. You must be thinking, oh, finally a break. Nope, this isn't a symbol of break. We are jumping right back into the method of food protection, so stay here. You might have noticed how these chip packets always seem like they're mostly filled with air, right? And we all complain, why is there so much air and few chips? Well, here is the thing. All manufacturers actually fill the airtight packet like this with inert gas, and for example nitrogen in this case, for a good reason. Now what is the reason? Why do they add nitrogen gas or any other inert gas? And most important question, what is this inert gas? It's a gas that doesn't react with anything. While nitrogen is not officially an inert gas, but it behaves like an inert gas under normal room temperature. And yeah, nitrogen is odorless and colorless, so how convenient it is to use nitrogen. Nitrogen gas or any other inert gas helps protect the chips by keeping them from getting stale. It also stops the oil in the chips from reacting with the oxygen or other things in the air, which can cause spoilage. So this method of food protection where we use inert gas is actually a genius way to keep food fresh for longer. And now that you know this, maybe you will stop complaining about how those chips packets are mostly air and we have less chips in it. Right? And lastly, we have the most modern, sophisticated method of food protection, that is radiation. So what exactly are radiations? Radiations are wave like X-rays and gamma rays. You've probably heard of X-rays in hospitals, right? Well, these are same types of waves can also be used in food protection. Here is how it works. Radiation destroys microbes, insects, and other harmful organisms present in the food. It also helps extend the shelf life of certain food. For example, in fruits, it slows down the ripening process, which means they stay fresh for longer. And for onions and potatoes, it slows down the sprouting, which again keeps them usable for a longer period of time. Pretty cool, right? Yes, this method is a perfect example of how technology is being used to make our food safer and last longer. As I mentioned in the beginning, there is a similar concept called food preservation, where food is prevented from spoiling due to internal factors. Let's look at some of the methods of food preservation. First, we have natural preservatives, which you have definitely seen before. These are naturally available materials like salt, sugar, and oil, and they are commonly used as preservatives in things like pickles and jams. We use this in our daily lives, right? In so many types of food. Then, there is the other type, the chemical preservative or artificial preservatives. You might have noticed these on the labels of packaged food. For example, if you buy a Tetra Pak of fruit juice from a shop, you will often see a list of chemicals on the label. These are artificial preservatives. And you have probably also seen some products proudly claim no artificial preservatives. So what do these preservatives do? As the name suggests, they preserve. They prolong the food's shelf life. They work by preventing food from spoiling, not from external attacks by insects or pests, but from internal rotting or decaying, whether it be natural or artificial. Some common examples of chemical preservatives include acetic acid, citric acid, sodium benzoate, nitrous salt, and some examples of chemical preservatives. I know these chemical names are a bit overwhelming and must be completely blank what these are, but for time being, just remember that these are substances we use to preserve food, and more about the chemical composition and what exactly are these you will learn in higher classes. And here's a fun thing that you can do. Next time when you pick up a packaged food item, check the label, whether it be a packet of juice or milk or bread, whatever it be, or your favorite chips. See what preservatives they are using. Are they using natural preservatives? Are they using artificial ones? And while you're at it, you can also check for the different types of food protection techniques the food has gone through. All right.